a bad day, then this video is for you. And if not, save this video for the future when you might have a bad day. In today's episode, I'm going to be speaking about why it's so hard for you to allow yourself to not be okay. Why it's so hard for you when others are in a bad mood or when they're not okay. And where it is coming from. And then lastly, I'm going to share 5 practical tips to help you through your bad day. I'm Candice Bester from Grit, and this is our 10th episode of our Grit Community series. Just yesterday, I woke up in the most foul mood. Anxiety was on a 10 out of 10, and I was feeling so irritated. Everything was just irritating me. And the moment that the dog food landed everywhere in my house, literally everywhere, was the moment when I had to stand back, take a deep breath and go, what is really going on? Lucky for me in that moment, my daughter looked at my son and she could see that he was struggling. And he said to me, Mom, why are you in such a bad mood? And she gave him the advice and said, Tarek, you know how Mom allows you to have a bad mood? Just let her have her bad mood. So why is it so hard for us to have a bad mood or to have a bad day? And I'm going to share my own personal experience. For me, it's because I used to label my negative emotions as negative emotions. So I used to put them into 2 boxes, positive and negative. And when they were the negative ones, I tried to avoid them at all costs. And that's not realistic. To think that you need to be happy and jovial and excited and motivated all the time, that's not realistic. And so I had to look at that and go, well, that's not life. And then I had a good look into why it is so uncomfortable for me to feel these negative emotions, specifically irritability and anger, and even sadness, actually. And then I had a little look at blueprints and conditioning and where it could be coming from. And to this day, bless her heart, my mother is still so uncomfortable when other people are not okay. If she knows I'm not okay, she can't be okay. And her grandchildren, same thing. So what do we do habitually? We just try to fix it. And I used to try to fix it with gratitude and journaling. And I've since learned that allowing myself to go through it and going through these 5 tips I'm going to share with you in a moment is really the secret to getting through the bad day. So grab a pen and paper and take notes and keep this close on hand, because these are 5 really important things that I really have learned the hard way. So tip number 1, you need to accept that bad days are inevitable, that it's okay to be irritable. So acceptance of how it is exactly as it is and not try to fight it is tip number 1. Radical acceptance. Tip number 2 is really to show yourself self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and treat yourself like somebody you would treat who you love. Think to yourself, if your best friend or your partner or somebody who is very dear to you was going through what you're going through, how would you speak to them? What advice would you give them? And then do the same for yourself. It's not a time to push yourself harder. It's a time to show yourself more compassion. Tip number 3 is you need to adjust your expectations for the day. In other words, look at your schedule, adjust it. You're not going to push harder because I'm telling you, you're not going to get more done. So lower your expectations. See how you can support yourself more. See if you can move some things around so that you can give yourself that support. Remember, it's just for the day. It's not forever. Tip number 4 is you absolutely need to reach out for support. Call a friend, speak to a therapist. Reach out and share your feelings. Sharing that burden with somebody else really, really does help, because often just speaking through it helps you to put things into perspective and helps you to process. And then lastly, engage in extra self-care. So everybody is different, and it's totally going to be up to you. But certain things like indulging in comfort food, it's okay as long as you're not doing it every day. If it's going to help to lift your mood, if it's going to help you to feel better, just do it. Taking a walk, spending time with somebody who's dear to you, taking that extra long bath. Those things are really, really healthy. And when you are having a bad day and when you are not okay, you need to know it's because inside is not okay. And how do you make inside okay? You fill up your tank. And these are all ways to fill up your tank as long as they are healthy. Some people need to go for a run. Do that. Some people need to, like I said, journal. Go into whatever it is that's going to help you to get through that day. That is what you need to do. And then notice, lastly, when you're feeling guilty, and have a chat to your children. Say to them, you know, my angels, this is not you. This is me. I'm going through a bad day. Just allow mommy to be in the space. I will feel better tomorrow. Because you know what that's going to do? It's going to allow them the same grace. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and please can you like and subscribe and share this video, because I don't know a single person that is not going to need this at some time in their life.